I do want to switch gears, guys, back to Anthony Edwards, who has been, as I mentioned, just on an absolute tear since the break. Now, LaMelo Ball has appeared to be in the pole position for the Rookie of the Year award, even though he missed a chunk of time this season. But I got to ask, the 1998-1999 Rookie of the Year, Vince Carter, is Edwards closing the gap on LaMelo here?
He absolutely is closing the gap. Right now. He's playing great basketball. And I said some months ago, I said, yes, LaMelo Ball at that time was the Rookie of the Year, leading in the Rookie of the Year voting. But if Edwards continued to play the basketball that he's playing, he's going to make people think a little harder about that award. And he's doing that right now, playing great basketball. And like you said, he's extremely confident. He knows what he wants to do, and he knows what he can do on the floor. And it's not just dunking the ball anymore. 8 from 9 from 3, yeah, he's confident.
So I would go so far as to say that was one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen last night. He scored 42 points without making a free throw. That is just an unheard of number, even for a veteran, much less a rookie who at times this year has struggled shooting the ball. So he's been extraordinarily impressive. Now, the big thing in LaMelo's side on this, and probably why I'm going to vote for him for Rookie of the Year, is that he impacted winning from day one. One of the rarest things a rookie can do is impact winning, and that's why LaMelo is probably getting this. And if you look at the lines in the sports books, it's like -700 or 800 for LaMelo, even now, even after this game last night, and that's because it's going to be this way. But his second half, forget about the award. His second half is really getting the Wolves fans excited, and they have elected to keep playing. And I commend them in a way, although I have to say, it's fascinating what's happened here. You know, they've won 6 of their last 10 games. Part of it's because they're healthy. Part of it's because he's playing so well. Part of it's because their new coach, Chris Finch, has made some moves that have really got them going. But they went from being sort of comfortably in the top 3 to now they're only a game out of 6th overall. Now, you may say, well, what does that really matter ultimately? Well, for them, if they end up with a top 3 pick, they keep their pick.
I was going to say, I want to clarify
when you said
they were in the top
give it
3
away.
versus 6 overall. You're talking about the draft lottery. You're not talking about the standings.
Naturally, Rachel, but thank you for clarifying. So right now, as we sit here right now, they have a 42% chance of keeping their pick. But as you saw how tight those were, if they win even 2 more games, they could drop all the way down to 30%. And again, that's 42%, get a top 3 pick in this draft that's loaded, add another piece to this team, and potentially hit the ground running next year, or don't get your pick at all. So this has been great, but it's really fascinating in those standings now.
Yeah, and look, that pick would convey to Golden State if it does convey, and that is part of the the Wiggins and D'Angelo Russell deal. Vince, what do you think if you're on this team and you see this kid developing the way he is, again, sticking his nose in there possibly for Rookie of the Year and just getting his confidence, really becoming the kind of player they want him to be? Do you as an organization try to kind of slow that roll a little bit so you can keep your draft pick, or you just say, young man, go?
Being a veteran and a player in the locker room, when you have a lot of young guys coming in, I get concerned when you do that because you see where Edwards is trending right now, and that's upwards. He's playing great basketball. You don't want to scale him back. You want him to continue to gain his confidence so next year he hits the ground running. Yes, I know you want that spot, but let's say you, for some reason, scale him back and things don't work out next year. You want this Wolves team, to come and play great basketball immediately next year, and they can do that by continuing to play. Yeah, in their mind, they might not make the playoffs, but why not set goals like, hey, let's get to this point. Let's play this style of basketball. This is how we want to play next year. Let's give them a sample size of who we can be next year from the beginning. So, it's a slippery slope, and I understand the organization side, but I just feel like you have to be careful when you have so many young guys on your roster and you're trying to find a free agent that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, bird in hand, right? I mean, this is a prospect you have. This is a great elite talent that you have. Let's work on developing him. I host the draft lottery every year. I can tell you, since they changed and flattened the lottery odds, there is a surprise all the time, every single year. So you can't just guarantee if we finish here, we're going to get this pick. It doesn't work that way anymore. So yes, Brian, of course, organization and teams are still trying to play the odds. It's not like they're not, but those odds have shifted, and I just think it's more valuable to develop the guy you have. He's so much fun. And Brian, I am glad you mentioned Chris Finch too. Here's a guy who got his job in a way that upset a lot of people around the league. And I think probably the Timberwolves would do things differently if they could do them over. That doesn't mean he's not a good coach. And he has been able to show with this team, he is a good coach, why Gerson Rosas wanted him, and what he can do if given a full season. I'm looking forward to seeing it next year. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.